Hey y'all, I think I am here. I've got to pull up the chat. You know, it's me, Lucy, Paper Glitter Glue. I am searching for the right place. I'm closing down distractions because I have lots of distractions on my computer. Oops. Now my computer is muted. I don't know why it's showing an ad. Okay, let me see if I'm on the right day. I think there are 31 people so far. I see Sonia, I see my brother, I see Roberta, Tammy, Ruth, Terry, Gina, Loretta, Tricia, Sharon, lots of people. Peggy Sue, Rosa, hey Rosa, Sally. Yes, this is a real easy project today. We're making a little cat bench as kind of an auxiliary project for the spooktacular. Here's my little cat bench. And I'm going to show you some projects I finally got finished. I got behind. I can't, if I try to show you every detail in real time, it'll be like 2 hours. And yeah, we're not doing that. It's just not that interesting watching me fumble around. So I finished some projects. I finished this one. Let me try to get it in the light. Let me shine the light a little bit better. Maybe. There. You can see the wallpaper. And when I'll show you top down. And then I finished this side. So doesn't it look good? I decided to use the awning on this one. I did not use the awning on the first one. So you just choose. You know, I made these kind of funky windows, so the awning hides that a little bit. So, but anyway, that is the travel trailer, the Halloween camper with the wings and the little bench. I made two sizes of the little bench. One is smaller with no eye cutouts, which would probably work better size-wise with the little camper. I almost finished this. I'll show you the mistake I made. So this is the book base. I haven't glued this on because I cut it out too small. I cut it out for the thickness of the box that goes in the center, not including the sides. So I think I'm going to remake it, but I've got most of it done. Let me show you where the book. See, doesn't it look like a book? We did the striations to make it look like paper divisions and stuff. So I think it looks pretty good as it is, but it'll look better when I get the correct size spine on it, book spine on it. Okay, this is really good. I finished, oh, somebody's gonna make a camper for their bearded dragon. That's funny. Funny, it's very cool. Okay, all right. What do I have in here? Oh, I got the bat bed. The bat bed is tomorrow. We're making the bat bed tomorrow. I have to write a tutorial, and I sort of needed a day of rest. So I just took it easy yesterday, and the cat bench is already in my website. So, okay, so I finished this. There's the flooring. There's the upstairs, the attic flooring. That's the roof of the attic flooring. I added these things. Remember, these were just cut-offs from the shingles. And I'll show you a little better. Let me see if I can kind of move back. You know, I always say I'm not good with colors. I don't really like the orange. I'm going to redo the door. And these two, this window is a fake window. It doesn't go all the way through, so you have more wall space inside. And the same thing with this one. I just put like a little wallpaper background to it. So anyway, but I think I'm going to go with my boring color palette, purple or blue for the door. I'm just not real happy with the orange. But I'm very happy with this kind of Victorian trim, and I added it on the back. I just think that looks so fun. Yeah. And the shingles, I outlined each one with a little bit of white paint, just because otherwise they don't show up as much. And the same thing on the front, the fish scale shingles. When they're in the front, when they're like this on the wall of a house, I think they're called fish scale. So, and you know, I like the little trim I used on the top. So I really like this one better than my original dollhouse. Wait, let me show you. Although this one has a lot of cool details. The one I made for the event. See this window, this is kind of hard. I like this for Halloween. I really like this design for Halloween, but it's a little harder to make. And then also, eventually, we're going to make the fireplace. And somebody asked if you could make the fireplace have a little fire. You could use the flames. You could make your own flames. You could find die-cut flames, or you could use the flames from Emily's cauldron and just kind of make a little fireplace. You know, have the flames in there, and you could kind of backlight it. You could put some little mini LED lights behind it. I think that would be really fun. Okay, and somebody said a green door. You know what? It may need a green door because all the wallpaper inside is green. I will consider that. Now, again, I'll show you when I get it done. I talked to Susan, and we had a little bonus in the if you bought the VIP ticket, you could get last year's workshops. You would get all of the workshops and all of my bonuses, but not the bonuses from the guest speakers, the 10 guest people. But so anyway, you can buy that separately. And I just wanted to show you, remember Raven's Crest? And we made little books. I didn't decorate this one, but we made little books. Raven's Crest is from last year. And I think behind me you see the dancing skeleton and the dancing cat. Both of those are part. And some of those houses, like, let me show you. This is one of the houses from last year, and it's a very simple house. I think it was project number 1. And this one was a bonus. I made this one for an event with Craft with Sarah, and I just added it as a bonus, and it's really kind of a cool house. So anyway, if you didn't attend last year, you have an option to get all those files. I'm having to stand up. I always worry about standing up and showing my rear. Although Alicat has no inhibitions about showing her rear when I'm on video. Okay, I think that's it. So let's go to the making. I'm going to change cameras again. Rotate. I forgot to ask if you could hear me, but nobody's complaining. I'm turning on this light. Going to straighten it out a little bit. Let me show you the pieces for the cat bench. So this is the finished cat bench. It's really very simple. It's one piece which includes the background and the cats on the side, and then there's a little box in the middle that forms the seating area. So this is the box for the seating area. You know I like to double up and make sure that everything is sturdy, so I cut extra cats to function as the legs on the outside. And then this is the back piece. I made these out of cardboard, but you can make them out of cardstock. Again, I would use the heavy cardstock, the heavier weight cardstock, usually 1 10-pound cardstock. I see Vanessa here, Rosanna. Okay, and so always, before you paint, always fold along score lines because the paint obscures them. Somebody was talking about the score lines on, Cricut doesn't do the score lines very deeply, and I think that's true. So let's make the only hard part, really, it's not very hard, it's making the box. And I noticed when I looked at the file last night that normally I draw score lines in red, but these score lines are not in red. I didn't fix it. So you may see them in brown, or there was one other color. Okay. I'm using, because these are little tabs, they can be a little challenging. I'm going to use my quick dry tacky glue. Just glue down the little blobs with these little tiny tabs. Fold them in. Because they're cardboard, they're not just going to automatically stick, so you know you have two options. Really, you could use the, this is actually a good place for binder clips, but I didn't pull them out. So I'm just going to do a little painter's tape. But I actually think in this case, binder clips would work much, much better. Somebody's asking about colored cardstock, heavier cardstock. In one of my craft stores, the one I go to the most, it's actually a Michael's, they have variations of, they have some packs of colored cardstock. It's easiest to find white and black, but you can also, they also have some other packs. In fact, I'll get trusty assistant. This will be a challenge because he doesn't know my organizational system, partly because there's not really one. Okay, over in the stack of cardstock on that that little shelf, not shelf, but cabinet over there, there is a fat stack of purple cardstock, of purple variations. It's probably bare, nope, too far, to your other side, yeah. And it's buried under some other cardstock. So it's a big fat stack. I believe he found it. He found it easy. So just to give you an example, I just found this and just bought this. So this is a stack of, oh, I don't know how many, but it's 110 cardstock. And you know, I always demonstrate by showing you that it's, first you can kind of look on the side and see that it's a little bit thick, but it also makes a sound when you flick it. See, kind of a deeper sound. But anyway, so they've got packs of pinks, blue, purple, some gray, black and white. And I think there's even there may be a yellow pack like this, but I found this at Michael's, this Recollection. I use Recollections a lot, which means I kind of know how it cuts and I like it. I like the way it cuts. Yes, you can find that at Michael's on the cardstock row, but you have to look. They don't really promote it. A lot of times it's on the bottom row. Okay, so there's our little box. And now, again, because, you know, this is lightweight cardboard, this 22-point cardboard that I've purchased from Amazon. The legs are a little flimsy, so you know me, I always double up. Whoops. So what I'm going to do is add 2 more cats to the side to make my bench more sturdy. And they're identical. And I'm going to put the green eyes, or rather the green insert. And I think I had one in the pattern, but I just cut out a circle rather than run it through my whole machine just to do a tiny, tiny smidgen of green. I just don't have any patience for cutting out teeny weeny pieces that are background pieces. Okay, let's make sure that I covered it up all the way. Let's put the overlay on top. There, it shows. Now I'm going to glue the cat together. And you could use this cat for other things. You could resize it. I thought about making a little miniature one that would go in the window of my dollhouse. I thought that would look good. Of course, I didn't get to it. Oops. Keep tipping this one over. I buy this, first I bought one with this stand on it, and then I save it, so when I get a new bottle I just switch out the lids. But I really like it that it stands upside down and the glue is always ready. You know, it's very important for an over gluer to have glue ready. Yes, okay, Shirley's mentioned 12 by 12 cardstock shop. That's one of the nicest things about it, is that you can pick out the weight, you can find a huge variety of colors, and you know, it's easy. And yes, their stuff comes in a really cool box that I always save. And you only have to buy a few. Like if you knew, say for Frankenstein, you wanted that what I call sickly green, you can just buy, you know, a couple of sheets and not have to search out a whole pad. Okay, one. So let's make sure we do this one because these are opposites, you know, they're mirror images. So let's make sure we do this one right, which doesn't always happen. Did somebody have a question, Ben? Oh, okay. Ben's my interpreter. When I'm not paying attention, he always helps me. He's like, Lucy, they can't hear you. Lucy, they have a question. Okay, now I'm going to apply glue. Oh, Ben was talking to my kitty. He's trying to distract her. She wants to come up here. I could just tell. She's circling the table. I have it pretty filled up today, so she hasn't made it here yet. Oops, there she comes. That's what that jiggle was. That's what that shadow is. Okay, let's make sure I've got it right. This one, yeah. Okay, almost done. This is so easy. I really wanted an easy one for me and for you. But also, I wanted to point out that if you've got some other cutouts that you really like, all you have to do is have some kind of connecting bar in the back for your bench. Make a box, and you can connect the two, and you can make a bench of, you know, any figure that you like. I already thought of one that I'm going to do for next year. I have to be sure and write it down. I actually do have an organizational system for ideas now. Used to I just use the notebook, a written notebook, but now I use a free app called Airtable. You kind of design it exactly the way you want. It's really good. And I like it because it's real easy to add links, photos, written description. Just doing that just to make sure his head stays on. Let's add another one. Peggy, that's funny. She said, I think the cat can be used for a lot of different things. And then she goes, the paper cat. That was funny. Oh, notice I'm gluing it on the outside. Because it won't fit exactly on the inside, it'll mess up the shape, the size for this, and occupies space at that fold line, so it only fits on the outside. Gina was saying 12 by 12 cardstock looks expensive. You know, it could save you money if you just needed something very specific. You know, you didn't want to buy a whole pad and you found something really, really cool there. That could save you money. Or, for example, if you're an event like this and you know you're going to use, say it's a springtime event, you know you're going to use a lot of pinks and, you know, springy colors, kind of a spring green, then you could buy several at once and save on the shipping. Alley Cat is right beside my computer. So when I look up to see what y'all are talking about, I see Alley Cat. Here, let me see if I can turn my camera. No, it's not working because we're on top down. Anyway, she's right there. I know you would rather see her than me because she is a nice kitty. Okay, there we go. Now let me see if this is holding enough. Get my little bits of paper off, paper tape off, painter's tape. Today in the project is so good. It's Michelle Price, and she works for 12 by 12 cardstock. So of course, you know, it's a project that uses their cardstock, but it's a beautiful pop-up card. Really cool pop-up card. Okay, so now we're going to glue this together. So what I'm going to do is apply some glue, smear it a bit, to get it to so it'll dry faster and adhere faster. And then we're going to have to try to make sure it's straight or relatively straight. Okay, I'm going to sit that down. Let's see, let's take this off of our kitty. Yeah, I love cats, so I don't want any more. I really have 6, only 5 inside. But my cat Bill moved himself to the basement. He's very happy there. It has a really huge window to look out, 14 feet, so he can like survey everything. And when he comes up, he's very mean to Alley Cat. He is very mean to her. So I usually put her in a back room when Bill decides to make an appearance. Bill is a photobombing cat too. He likes to be on video. Okay, let's see. Let's lay it down like this so I can try to line it up straight. I'm sure we'll have to do some adjusting. So I'm lining up where it fits. The brand of?
Double-sided tape.
Oh, okay. The double-sided tape is like from Korea. It's SOOKANG. Oh, double-sided tape would have worked, and it would have worked right away. Thank you for reminding me. I should have done that. Okay, I'm trying to line them up so that my bench is relatively square in this direction. Oh, that was such a great timing of a question. When you need something to line up quickly, and you're pretty sure you can do it correctly, you know, it's not so fiddly that it'll shift. Double-sided tape works really well, and it would have been perfect here because these were straight lines. I'm on video. We could do it fast. Yeah, that was a great idea. Okay, well, nope, I keep shifting it. I need to move this side down. There. It's not a perfect cat bench. It's a cat bench. It's a cat bench for a Halloween house. But that's it. Hey, Maria. Oh, shoot, I left a... Okay, let's see how it looks. I have to do some touch-up painting. You know, I don't like raw cardboard to show. And sometimes when I pull off my painter's tape, it peels up a little paint. So I'll do it. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think, let me see if I wanted to show you something a little better. You know about the bookstore. So we'll put a link in the description so you can find it easier. The chat replay doesn't show up for a few hours. And here is my camper. And see, I wrote Happy Halloween on the back. And I had accidentally glued a window down before I put this back piece on, and so I just glued another window on top. And that's the license plate. You can personalize it however you want. And there's also this decorative piece here. On this one I used the wheel wells, and I edged them with a little ink. Somebody has the zoomies if you're wondering about the sound in the, if you can hear the sound in the background. Oh, here she goes. She just zoomed right past. Okay, and then I did add the wheel well covers, which I did not do on this one because I just liked how it showed up. But I do like the wheel well covers on this one. So, and like I said, I added the awning. So, yeah. Okay, which colors? The purple. This is kind of like a dusty purple. And these are really good oranges. Okay. Oh, spooky would be good. Spooky would be, I wasn't being very creative. And it's the Boo Mobile. We can name it the Boo Mobile. Okay, let me switch. I think that was all. Oh, batwing bed. Let me show you something about the batwing bed. So that'll be tomorrow. Now, I didn't make it so that it was proportional. You know, you really want your bed to be longer. This is actually square, but I want it to fit in the dollhouse, so I shortened it a little bit, just so it'll fit. Now this is a longer version, but I'm just saying you can play around with the square in the middle. Also, I glued the square so you could put a mattress in it, but I'm like, I'm not going to make a mattress for this. So when I make it, I'm going to do the little box. I'm going to reverse it. And that's what I did on, there goes Alley Cat, this little bed. Now this is a traditional bed, and you can see that in the on my website too. It's actually on the front page. There's a link to it. Make furniture with your Cricut or something like that. That's a regular bed. And a little table. I made these out of cardboard, but they can also be made out of cardstock. A little table and a chair that goes in. And I've got a bench and a picnic table, but I don't know where it is. I'm switching cameras. I'm rotating, well, I'm trying to rotate this out of the way, but Alley Cat's up here now. So let me move that. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, it's a king-size bed because it's square. Yeah, I have an old house. There are no king-size bed in my old house, and it's just me. So, okay, let's see if there's anything else. So you can look for the furniture. It's on the front page of my website, and you can click on it for other ideas. And also you can look for the coffin clock. This one, it has a hole, so you can use a real clock, a real clock insert. And if you want, you can make a place for a pendulum to go, It's harder because you have to make like a little box to hold it. But the other thing about the coffin clock with the real clock is there's a cutout on the back, so if you need to change the clock or change the battery, you can pop it out. But if you don't want to, bother with that, you're like, I'm not going to really use a coffin clock. So there is a cutout. There is a 13-hour clock with the pattern as well. So anyway, I will try to go back. I'll try to remember to go back and link to sort of the associated things I've talked about. All right, I think that's it. And let me see if there were any questions. I'm looking at your thing. Oh, thank you, Helen. She said they're fabulous. It's kind of hard to say, fabulous. Okay, all righty. Well, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow for Jennifer Maker's project and for the batwing bed, which I've been promising for years. And be sure to do Michelle's 12 by 12 cardstock pop-up tombstone. It's so good. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. You take care. Bye.